Well, on the call, Tom Brands was just nothing but complimentary about the work ethic of Brandon Sorensen, and does everything right in his opinion. You know, and he is also a guy that's going to have a lot of tight matches against. But in practice today, you could hear Terry Brands talking to him and just reminding him and getting on his offense, letting it loose. Getting on his attacks quickly and not getting tied up. We already saw where Heil, kind of got tied up there a little bit with the head posts, and sometimes with Sorensen, he just gets so tight ear to ear with his ties. He's not going to get scored on. Oh wow!
And big
anticipation there.
Yeah, nice job. That was very intuitive work by Brandon Sorensen. Gets 2 and 2 and. Out in front, 4-0, Brandon Sorensen, who's been 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 3-time All-American. Hasn't been at the top of the podium yet, but one of the best and the senior leader.
Well, you could see where Lewallen was breaking free and diving back in, and he kept that arm, that right arm up a little bit. Sorensen kept his left arm down and hit the nice whip over.
Sorensen out of Cedar Falls, Iowa, wrestled at Denver High School, where he was a 4-time state champion.
Now let's take a look at that. Watch, left arm. He never really cleared his arm when he was coming off with a shot. He rotated his upper body, made it real easy to whip over.
You know what we're talking about is Sorensen. One of the things he needs to do, his coach says, is be more unpredictable or maybe intuitive, and he just did that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
He continues to improve. Brandon Sorensen, the 4-time state champion out of Denver High School, coached by his dad, Dwight, in high school.
Good job on that stand-up by Lewallen.
Lewallen, a redshirt sophomore out of Yukon, Oklahoma. He was a 3-time Oklahoma State champion. Spent last year behind Dean Heil. Won the Reno tournament. Had a win over Bryce Meredith. Looking forward to him coming out this year and moving up to 149. And now he finds himself behind the 3-time All-American Brandon Sorensen, 4-1 still in the first period.
So Lewallen does a nice job with his not elbow ties, he goes to the tricep there. And it's difficult, it looks like, for Sorensen to get the right grip that he would like to have here with his left arm. So he's dropping his elbow in there. So now he has it right there. That's his go-to shot right there. Wow.
Catches the far leg, gets the 2 points.
But it all starts with that over tie there with his left hand on the tricep of Lewallen. And then he once he's there, he shoots.
6-1, 30 seconds left in the first period. A couple of takedowns, a near fall. Brandon Sorensen.
The better wrestlers, Tim, once they get the tie that they want, I mean, it's just automatic. They just go into it just like they're drilling. What can be frustrating when you're coaching is that the guys will get the tie that they want, and then they'll hang out a little bit. They'll have that little self-doubt out there, or they'll wait 2 or 3 seconds, and pretty soon it just goes away.
This crowd getting a little impatient and now they applaud because there's a stall call on Lewallen there at the edge of the mat by official Jeff Cook. Tom Brands nodding his approval with his leader, Brandon Sorensen. What a rivalry, what a crowd. I don't see many empty seats at all. This is, you said it right, it's a near capacity crowd, one of the greatest rivalries in college athletics, not just wrestling. Oklahoma State, Iowa. A lot at stake. It goes back a long ways, this rivalry.
It certainly does. Certainly heated up when Coach Gable came.
Iowa close.
I remember back in the 70s, Tim, their nice ankle pick there by Lewallen. Good job there with that.
I mean,
you don't see that happen very much, but the ankle biter just came through.
Very knowledgeable crowd. Want to get the count for not coming up against the hips, and they're going to get the count. And that's going to be a point. So that's a second warning, 1 point. Yes. Reminded by the crowd and the coaches.
Yeah, this crowd is hyped up as well, but that was a nice technique there by, now caution there on Lewallen.
I think the coaches for Oklahoma State are wanting Lewallen to understand what he just did.
Yeah, well, he just neutralized it with the quick escape. One more thought on that, you know, this rivalry. Remember back in the day when Gable and Gary Kurtelmeyer took the whole gym floor and made a mat of it, and it was a big, huge square mat. And at that time, they shortly after that, they instituted maximums on mat size because they were making the inference that Oklahoma State was playing the edge and all that stuff, and it really got, of course, the Iowa fans all hyped up. It was the sellout crowd at the field house, but at least
you just brought up the man that if you want to talk about who built this dynasty in one sense, you can't not talk about Gary Kurtelmeyer.
Yeah, he really got it started, brought Coach Gable over, and that was really a coup at the time. Nice work there with the. You see what's different with why Sorensen may get this call, because he's off to the side with that wrist ride. He's not just hovering over the hips. He's controlling the hips with that right ankle. And he gets the call. I think the crowd got that call. Right at the end of the period.
And the coaches give two different reactions. John Smith obviously not liking it at all.
Well, it doesn't resemble anything that we saw in the 133-pound match. But I think that's what John's issue is. But this is what happens when you come into this environment. It just, things sometimes sway.
57 national titles between these two programs, 23 for the Hawkeyes, 34 for the Cowboys. Tom Brand's a part of all of it as an athlete, as a coach.
You know, and when you bring a team into this environment, we obviously have done it with Coach Gable's teams, and at Carver is that the team is on the visiting team is on the far side. You see all the Cowboys lined up. If you looked over at the other bench, you don't see any of the Hawkeyes there. They're in the wrestling room, warming up, loosening up. You know, so all these guys take on the emotion of their teammates and all that stuff, and it was something that ends up wearing out. I used to have my guys warm up in the same place that the Iowa guys were warming up, in the wrestling room up there, and bring them down. But it just collectively, and it's mostly because of having a great opponent, right? But that little advantage there helps out, and there's Sorensen really taking advantage of Lewallen in this end of the period, and for him to get a major, you know, maybe even a tech ball with the time that he has left. He's looking big. He's got the head in the hole. Now he's going to give up on that. Certainly got to look for something to his feet, but important time in this match for the dual meet.
Wow. Nice ankle pick, and just Lewallen just falling down to his hips, giving up the 2 points. Sorensen out 18-6, 12-point lead with riding time. That's a 13-point lead.
Give the intentional release. Now, understand this is it's 2 takedowns and a ride out.
Right. That's exactly what it is. 2 takedowns and a ride out. 30 seconds left.
You know, when you coaches that are out there looking for team championships and trying to collect bonus points, you got to define.
Whoa! He just puts the exclamation mark on it.
Yeah, you see Coach Brands telling him to stay down. When he looked over at the side there, he knew exactly what he needed to do. Needed to do to get the tech ball. All right, 2 takedowns and a ride out. 22-7 with riding time. 15-point decision.
Big win for the 3-time All-American Brandon Sorensen. Puts 5 points on the board for the Hawkeyes.